Hello, my yogis. Today we're going to be working on some side body stretches. Go ahead and come to child's pose. So you'll bring your big toes to touch, take your knees wide, stretch your arms out. And all you have to do here is breathe. Focusing on your inhale and your exhale. And take a moment to welcome any outside noise as a part of your practice. And then take a moment to acknowledge your thoughts, recognizing that they will pop up throughout practice, and that's okay. You can let them float on by and pick them up at the end of practice. You can roll your forehead from side to side. Pick up your forehead and lengthen the spine and re-drop. Press your tailbone back. And begin to make your way to all fours. Bringing your wrists under your shoulders, knees under hips. Take a breath here and then begin your cow pose. Pressing your chest down, looking up, and then transitioning to cat, pulling the belly high, looking down. Rolling through your spine and your breath at your own pace. If you notice there's a little catch somewhere, maybe you stay a little longer and focus on it. And then I like to take a little side to side with my hips just to flex my spine laterally. Walk your hands out. Tuck your toes and hover your knees. So we're not going straight to down dog here. We're taking a little baby hover and then straightening the knees, lifting the tailbone, rolling through your feet. Keeping an eye on your breath. There's no rush here. And then begin to step your feet towards your hands. Taking your feet as wide or narrow as you'd like. I always do a halfway lift before I fold, but you do what feels good in your body. And you can take a ragdoll if you'd like, or just a regular forward fold, Uttanasana. So this side body practice today is to really get us aware of the north and south of our body. So the west side is behind us, and the east side is before us. So we want the north and south to be balanced. As you're ready, begin to slowly roll up to standing, one vertebra at a time. Letting your arms come up overhead. Take a moment here to adjust your feet and the weight of your body on your feet. Keep water behind the knees. Bringing your arms down, Samasthitihi. As you work your way up your body, small tuck of the pelvis, squeeze your shoulder blades down and together. Allow your chin to be level with the floor. Right, so not too high, not too low. And just breathe here. There's nothing else to do. You can see I've got a little sway happening. My eyes were closed. It's pretty normal. One more breath. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, grab your left wrist with your right hand and tilt your upper body. Taking a side body stretch and coming to the center, other side. I always take a little bend between each one just to kind of reset, but that is yogi's preference. Come back to the center, hands to heart center. Bring your arms down and then lift up, kind of out and away for a chair pose, just a baby chair pose. It's more about the side body here. Straightening back up, lower belly in. Samasthitihi, arms come back up overhead. We're gonna stretch again, grabbing your left wrist. Try to keep your shoulders stacked. Back to center, other side. And back to center. Roll the shoulders back and down, arms come up, another little baby chair. And back, Samasthitihi. Clasp your hands behind your back. If your hands do not clasp, that's your goal, is to work on that. If they clasp easily, begin to pull the hands away from the back. My goal is to press my palms together and squeeze the shoulder blades. And then release back up to Tadasana, chair pose. And then other side. So whatever fingers you clasped last time, so like whichever pinky was on the outside, flip that up. It doesn't look like I'm doing a lot, but in my body, this is an extreme opening across the chest. Arms come up and then forward fold. And hang for a moment and then halfway lift. Long back and fold back down. And roll all the way back up to Tadasana, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll all the way up to Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the hands. High push-up. Rocking forward and backward 3 times with intention on your toes. And then coming forward on your 4th time, you'll lower your belly all the way to the ground. And lifting just your torso up for a half locust. So the hands are on the ground, but you're not putting any pressure in them. Tap the forehead down. Coming through your high push-up, you'll come back to downward facing dog. Taking some deep breath here. Activating your fingertips. Inhale, right leg up. Bend your knee, then stack your hips. Playing with opening the shoulders and then closing them off. All right, really getting into that side body. Lift your knee a little higher, straighten your leg. So the hips are still open here. And then re-flatten the hips, toes point down, bend your knee, and step through for a low crescent lunge. Pause here, drop your back knee, lift your torso up. You can take some shoulder rolls, maybe cactus arms. Left hand down, right hand up for a twisting lunge. Make sure the twist is happening from the rib cage, not just the shoulders. So you can see here I put a hand to support to remind me. And then coming back over to your high push-up. 3 presses forward and back. And then lower down. Taking a cobra or an up dog. Passing through high push-up. And then downward facing dog. Nice work. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Pressing through your right heel, bend your left knee, stack your hips just like before, kind of playing with the shoulders, also stacking or not. Straighten your leg. So now the hips are stacked, but the leg is straight. And then re-flatten the hips and step through for a low crescent lunge. So pausing for a moment with the right knee lifted and then dropping the right knee, lifting your torso. Same thing as the other side, shoulder rolls, maybe cactus arms. Right hand down, left arm up, and twisting from the rib cage. Untwist, coming to high push-up. Same thing as before, rocking forward and backward. Lowering down, lifting your torso up. You can choose, maybe do some shoulder dips or come into your up dog, whatever your body is asking for right now. Make sure you pass through your high push-up and then press up to downward facing dog. Taking a couple more deep breaths here in your down dog. And yogi's choice, hop, jump, step, whatever, you know what I mean. Get to the top of your mat, halfway lift, and then forward fold back down. Inhale, roll all the way up to Tadasana, arms overhead. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Plant your hands. And step back, high push-up. Same thing as before, pressing through your toes, shifting your body weight forward and back. And then lower down. Back bend of your choice. And then downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale, step through warrior one. Kind of pausing a little bit in your low lunge as you negotiate your feet. And rising the torso up. Really working to have the hips square. So maybe you need to readjust your feet to do so. And then take some cactus arms here. Elbows squeezing down and together. Small back bend. Breathing. Lift up. Grabbing your left wrist. And then taking that same stretching motion that we took earlier. Coming back to center, open, warrior two. Taking a couple of deep breaths here. Flip your front palm, reach forward, and then reach back for reverse warrior. Plugging your shoulder blade in. And then back to warrior two, extended side angle. Really working the twist to come from the rib cage and not the shoulders. You can bring your arm overhead for one final stretch. And then bringing your left hand down, right hand up for a nice twist. This time our back knee is lifted. And coming back through, you can take a flow or just meet in down dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step through warrior one. Pausing, low lunge, sorry. Trying to be a little more mindful in my practice during the transitions. It's hard. All right, in your warrior one, pressing through the outside blade of your back foot. Taking cactus arms here. Deep breath. And back up. Warrior two. So I fully realized that I forgot to grab my wrist, but we'll fix that in a minute. Reverse your palm, reverse your warrior. Keep plugging the shoulder blades together behind you. Extended side angle. Oh, nope, this is when I remembered. Warrior one legs. Grab your right wrist. Man, I feel like half these classes I just give y'all a little bit of a shit show. Anyways, extended side angle. I guess my live classes were that way too. I just didn't realize it because it wasn't on video. All right, extending your top arm overhead, creating a beautiful line from your foot to your fingers. And then rotating through. Again, vinyasa or not, your choice. And then meeting in downward facing dog. Couple of deep breaths here, getting really present. You might feel your lats starting to fire up. So if you'd like to come onto all fours and take a couple cat-cow, that would be great for your body. Really letting your breath guide you. Right? Maybe instead of cat-cow, you just need some water. Oh, and then I realized I forgot to do the half twist on the other side as well. Man, my left is on the struggle bus today. And coming back to your downward facing dog. Bring your feet to your hands, halfway lift, and fold forward. Inhale, roll all the way up to standing, arms overhead to Tadasana. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a moment here. Take a peek down at your toes. Make sure your feet are at 12 o'clock, hips width apart. Press through your left foot to lift your right. We're just doing a single knee raise here, and then working on opening the knee out to the side while keeping the hips square. And come back to the center, release. Reset your weight, left leg up. Feet are flexed, toes are active. Closing your leg back to the center like you're closing a book, and release. Clasp your hands behind your back. We've already done this once today. Inhale, right leg up. Squeeze your shoulder blades, open your right knee out to the side. Come back to center, release. Opposite pinky now comes to the outside, left leg up. If your shoulders are super open, right, you're working on the juxtaposition of raising your arms while raising your leg. And then opening to the side. Come back to the center. Release, unhook your arms, do a shoulder roll. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. High push up. Down dog or vinyasa. We're going to take side plank, left arm down. So you're just going to twist onto the feet. If you need to drop your bottom knee, you do that. If you can look up, that's awesome. That just always feels terrible in my neck, so I look down. One more breath, hips high. Arm overhead, back to down dog. Switch sides. So we're just getting a waking up of those muscles, right? We stretched them side to side earlier, and now we're activating them, bringing them some strength. One more breath. Coming back overhead, downward facing dog. So we're going to do another one of those Vashisthasana side planks. So maybe take a quick child's pose and stretch it out. Yeah. And then make your way back to downward facing dog. So we're going to take it again, left arm down, right arm up. So after you get settled, if you're looking for a challenge, you're going to pick up the bottom leg and try to extend it out straight in front of you, reaching for the outside blade of your foot. Notice how my shoulder is rounded forward. My work is to plug that shoulder back in. All right, down dog, other side. So getting nice and stable, and then lifting your lower leg. Same thing on this side, plugging my shoulder in. You might need to plug your hip in. And downward facing dog. Taking another child's pose. Small moment of gratitude for your body, for your practice. And then make your way back to your downward facing dog. Rolling through your spine, coming to high push-up. Pausing here before you lower all the way down. We're going to take just a lying on the belly pose with your chin tucked down and your forehead on the mat. Let your feet be a little bit wider than hips distance, and make sure that your pinky toes are on the ground. So there's a broadening of the hips. Take a couple of breaths here. You can either end your practice in this reverse savasana, or you can flip over onto your back. As always, I will bring you back into your body when it's time to finish your practice. Coming back into your body after that micro break. Taking a good morning stretch if you'd like. Coming to a fetal position either side. Big inhale, full exhale. Continuing that attitude of gratitude. Making your way up to a simple seat, however you're comfy. Inhale your hands to heart center. Thanking your body for opening and twisting in new ways. It's always my honor to share my love of yoga with you. Namaste. Practice with you. If you are following along on YouTube, please subscribe above or leave a comment or question below. And if you're one of my Patreon supporters, thank you. You are appreciated. Have a great day.